There's one big giant thing about all of this that yes, weeds, there we go. And so what's some problems with weeds? Why are weeds bad? Why do we not want weeds in our garden?
Well, they can grow anywhere. They take up all the nutrients in the dirt.
There we go, nutrients. Okay, so we got nutrients, growth space. What else do we have? What is another issue that they take up?
Shade.
Shade, there we go. So it's going to prevent growth of your own plants. There's a mildew. There you see disease vectors. They can be a vector for disease and all that kind of stuff like that. Hey, no, this is perfect. This looks great for the time of year. And then there's one more we're missing here. What is one other thing that they're doing?
Taking water?
Taking water. They're sucking up lots and lots and lots of water. Okay, and so, one other thing too is so, you know, when you get plants close together like this, you get a lot of moisture developing because all of those plant materials are they're breathing out water vapor. And so all that water vapor is just hanging out here, and then that's where you start getting diseases and stuff like you see like right here on these pepper plants and stuff like that. And then let's see, there's our tomatoes over here. I'm gonna run over here real fast.
Nope,
that's an eggplant.
But they're not, those are just volunteers I didn't throw away.
Okay, so who knows what this is right here?
You mean what I just said?
What no, this, the black tissue, what is this?
Making things.
Frostbite.
Some kind of.
There we go, frostbite. Yep,
Oh, frostbite.
Frostbite. It's all it is. It looks like powdery mildew, right? Like it looks very diseasey. Looks like it's some sort of infection or something. But the infection is secondary.
There, those mucho.
Yeah, the Nacho Peppers.
Yeah, I had some of those, and when they quit making the big ones, and you get on top like that, they're hot as a habanero.
Well, you know,
Yeah, get you one of them and try it.
we did so at A&M we do the research on all these, right?
Get a little further in.
And we had a 100-foot row planted out of all these different jalapenos. On one end of the row was supposed to be the super sweet ones, and on the other end of the row was supposed to be the super hot ones. But whenever one of the kids was coming through and planting out the garden, he messed up and he put one of the hot ones over on the sweet side. And so the professor was coming through one day and eating peppers and showing everyone. And he grabbed one off that hot pepper plant and bit into it, and his face just running with tears and he's crying. But and then so as far as the nematodes and stuff go, we can kind of dig down in this pepper plant here and see if we've got anything, because it was a really sandy soil and peppers love sandy the nematodes love sandy soil.
Oh, wow.
And so if we look here, it looks like this plant is doing just fine. So there's no nematodes going on in this bed right now.
Not right now.
Not right now, but they will move in eventually, especially if you don't do crop rotation too. And then so that's another good thing to talk about too. So why is rotating your crops important?
To keep them pests out.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the ground gets tired of growing the same thing.
Exactly too. Yeah.
If I try to plant a row of tomatoes, I won't plant the same tomatoes every year.
Yeah, yeah.
They're going to help with
You're
nematodes.
in the picture.
It can, yeah. It'll help the beneficial microbes populate. And then so the other thing too, whenever you're rotating your crops, so you talk about the nutrient levels being available and all that. You know, one plant might need a lot of nitrogen, another one might need a lot of potassium or something like that. We talked about the rotating for preventing the bugs and all that kind of stuff. And the last one is going to be soil structure. And so if you keep tilling and maintaining the same area over and over and over, you're going to break that soil structure down to where you've basically just got a fine granular thing that's going to turn into a rock every single time when summer comes around. And so then that's why it's important to rotate your crops out and leave a field fallow for a year or two and allow that soil structure to develop again, and allow the bacteria and fungi to come back through and restructure that soil, allow like coming through with gypsum and stuff like that. So we talked about the weeds, we've talked about some diseases and stuff. Now I want everyone to kind of break up, and we're going to see if we can find some pests. So start looking for mealy bugs, aphids. Go around and try and find anything you possibly can on these guys. And it's going to be on the underside of the leaf most of the time.
put this when you cook?
I haven't used anything. I haven't used it for anything. They make a tea.
Oh,
You
okay.
can sell your stuff like chamomile.
Oh, really?
They don't try it.
What?
Maybe I'll try it one day.
It actually looks really good. There's not a whole lot of pests out
I
here.
see a lot of insects.
Yeah, that cold weather must just be keeping them down for now. All right, so I've got.
I'm such a good gardener.
Hey, there you go. That's what it is right there. Alrighty.
Tomato plant from right on.
Yeah, there's one there. There's another one on the other side.
Those guys are the ones that always do the best for me too. The ones that just sprout
Put
up.
them in somewhere and then.
They're the hardiest plants you're gonna have.
Yeah, oh yeah, most definitely.
do.
Yeah.
Well, I talked to the ag agent and he didn't want them, so y'all can have them.
Alrighty, so I found one thing. Did anyone else find any bugs or anything? I don't think so. I think it's looking pretty good right now.
Oh, they don't have too many bugs in that stuff. It's,
And middle of winter and all that too.
yeah,
So what are these guys right here?
They've been here, but
Little white fluffy things.
Ooh.
looks like a fungus.
That phone.
This is actually. Well, actually, hold on. Let me make sure I know what I'm talking about here. Oh, this is okay. Never mind. This is something different than what I thought it was. So this is stink bug spittle. Like they have like there's like the. I don't think they're called. I don't think the actual name isn't stink bug, but
A leaf bug?
yeah, it might be the leaf
bug.
bug or something like that. But they make or spittle bug or something. But they make this little spittle bubble nest thing like this, and they hide their eggs in there. So this is a big giant nest. And as soon as spring kicks off, all these guys are going to erupt out of their egg nest and they're going to go running out rampant into the garden.
So kill them all.
Kill them off. And so what is the first way we're going to kill these guys off?
Squeeze our fingers.
Squeeze our fingers together. There we go. And what's the second way we're going to kill them off after we've squeezed them with our fingers? Which was, there's two more things after this, and I broke the same thing up into two. Ooh, look at that. All right. Got a wait, is it a beneficial or is it a...
No, that ain't no ladybug. You don't have the black.
Is it an Asian lady beetle? Yeah, so those guys right there, so they look like ladybugs, but they're called Asian lady beetles, and they actually will eat. Oh, see, there we go. Yeah, there's another one too, and that's I think a moth larva or something like that.
Spider.
Uh-huh.
So is that bad or good?
That one's bad. Asian lady beetle is also bad. Asian lady beetles, what they'll do on that leaf, does it look like there's
He flew away.
little spots?
Let's
See, yeah, see, here we go. See these little
they start-
spots right there?
Start sucking the juice out of it.
Uh-huh. And so you won't, if you get real ladybugs on your plant, what you'll notice is they're there to eat the aphids. And so that also means if you see you've got ladybugs on your plant, it means you've also got aphids or something like that. And so then that's why they're
Let me
there.
ask you something.
Uh-huh.
What is that little fly that's on the leaves all the time when you got
White
aphids?
fly, yeah.
I
Yeah.
got a fly always associated with those aphids.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and then those white flies right there.
I run into the aphids in my hibiscus at that.
Uh-huh, yep.
They really love those.
Oh yeah, they love, and that's what this
They'll
came
kill a
from.
hibiscus bush.
Uh-huh.
Pine trees will get those white flies on them real bad if you
Yes,
put a lot of
yeah.
fertilizer to them.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and then those white flies, actually, that's an interesting bug too. So back in the 70s and the 80s and stuff like that, you used to drive down the highway and your windshield would just be covered in them if you were driving by a farm or something like that. Nowadays, barely see them anymore. And it's because we've come through with so much pesticide that we've literally tanked their population since 1980.
That's the way they got rid of the boll weevil.
Uh-huh, yep.
They'd go to a place, and if they found so many weevils, they'd have to spray.
Exactly.
They'd spray that area, and then first thing you know, they got these little boxes. They went around and they might not find one, and then they'll find, oh, there's two.
Uh-huh.
They found one in the box.
Yep.
Well, that's the way they got rid of them.
And then that what you're talking about there is actually where a lot of the discovery into the research about resistance came from, because we did that to the boll weevil, almost completely knocked him out. And then that little tiny bit of boll weevils that were left were the guys who were super resistant to whatever it was they were spraying to get rid of them. And now they're starting to grow their population again because they've got the resistance.
You're gonna have to start all over again.
Exactly. And so that's what...
Those things always have a way of coming back.
Oh yeah.